What's up, tribe? Goddess Ja here, and I just wanted to touch in today on some actually very important things when it comes to giving readings to people and shadow work. So, first off, to start, I don't work with, call upon, or channel any other deities. I don't know deities, no gods, no nothing. My readings, my information comes straight from source energy. And by source energy, I mean God, what we know as God, the divine creator, the ultimate creator. Okay? But I'm not looking down or I'm not shunning anyone else's religion, how you were raised, your personal beliefs, nothing like that. All I'm saying is, I personally don't connect with Orishas. I'm highly knowledgeable about the Orishas and the ancestral work and how to really do all of that, because these are my bloodlines. These are all of our bloodlines, actually. Melanated beings, this is the type of spiritual worship that we come from. Now, here is my only standpoint when it comes to that type of stuff. I don't call upon any name, spirit, angel, deity. I don't care how pure you tell me they are. I will not be calling upon any archangels for protection. I don't do that. Why? Because I personally don't know these people. I don't know these energies. I'm not familiar with these gods. I've learned about them. I've studied knowledge on them. I understand how they work, but I personally do not channel any archangel energies. I don't call on any names when I do my readings or my spiritual meditation. It's literally just me and source, me and God. The thing is, you just have to be very, very careful when it comes to dealing with shadow work and spiritual work, and when you're trying to conjure up deities, because there is so much that can come with that. You understand me? You don't want to be calling on deities that you have never dealt with before, that you have no knowledge of. And because you know what can happen sometimes? There are trickster gods. There are trickster demons out here that will come in the place of who you think you're contacting. You understand what I'm saying? They can come into the place because, one, you don't know that person or that deity whom you're calling upon. You don't know how they died. You don't know where their soul went. You have no idea who you are really contacting when you are saying these names and you're calling. A lot of these gods and spirits that we are calling upon and worshiping were literally just beings like us walking the earth, right? You don't know what happened to them when they transitioned, when they died. You don't know where their soul went. What if another demon or whatever evil energy capture that person's soul, so every time their ancestors are calling upon that person, they think they're calling upon the person, but they're actually calling upon a demon, a trickster demon, who will come into place. That's why I don't deal with Ouija boards. I don't deal with that kind of stuff. I don't deal with tarot cards, but I'm not speaking down on those of you that are. If you know what you're doing and you know how to work that thing and you know how to discern which spirits are which, cool, power to you. But I don't have that, okay? And I have the discernment, but I still won't even play around with things that I don't really know about and that I don't feel comfortable with. So, put on a disclaimer, because when I mention that I do spirit readings, a lot of people look at me sideways, or they look at me like, okay, what type of readings? Because I'm not trying to open any portals. I'm not trying to, and I'm like, sis, I don't deal with witchcraft. I embrace it because it's where we came from. I'm knowledgeable about it, but I don't deal with a whole lot of dark, not evil dark energy, or dark energy that I have no knowledge of. The only dark energy you will ever see me speaking on shadow work is literally within inside of ourselves, because we came from darkness. The beginning of time, there was no light, there were no rainbows, there were no colors, it was just darkness. So there is a purity in darkness. Don't run from darkness because of the negative connotation that's come along with it. Like, it's all about light work, it's all about positivity. No, because we exist off of two charges. Meaning the negative and the positive, and that you have to understand and balance out both. So if you come to the garden, you want to come get a healing reading done, that's cool. But I'm just letting you know that I don't channel any energies. Don't come to the garden bringing your different spirits and different energies, because I don't deal with that. I'm going to cleanse you and I'm going to check you at the door. Okay? Just, yeah, guys, it can get a little funny and a little tricky when it comes to these kind of things, but we have to be very, very careful. Don't just be calling on names and deities that you don't know about. That is very, very dangerous, because what's happening is you're literally opening portals for different spirits to ride your body. And that's scary. That's very scary, because a lot of them aren't good. Any trickster demons never have good intentions. So be careful, guys. So guys, I really, really want to just go heavy on this right now, because it's important. Stop doing things because it's the style. Stop hopping onto things because they're fads and trends. Okay? You can end up messing yourself up in the long run, especially when it comes to spirit work. Especially, don't do tarot cards if your spirit did not lead you to do that. Stop playing around with energy, because that's exactly what you're doing. If you're tapping into things you didn't educate yourself on, you didn't meditate on it, you don't even know if it resonates with you, you're just doing it because everybody else is doing it, that's literally playing around with spirits. Okay, and if you don't know what you're doing, that is how the trickster demons can get into your body, and now you have these weird energies coming out of nowhere, and you don't even know why you're acting out a certain way. You have no idea where it's coming from, but you're acting out of character. The literal point of a demon is to kill, steal, and destroy. Is to literally confuse you, okay? Anytime there is confusion in the midst, there is evil at play. Why? Because source energy, divine energy, there's never confusion. It's black or white. It's right or wrong. It's this or that. If there's confusion going on within your crown chakras and in your third eye chakras, you need to get rid of whatever that is that you conjured up into your space, into your home. Get rid of it. You can get rid of it, but you got to close off that portal, because if it comes through your soul. You are the portal. Your soul is the portal. You can conjure up all types of different deities through your soul. People don't know that, but it is possible. And that is how you get people being possessed by demons and possessed by these different energies, because they're conjuring things inside their soul that shouldn't be there. Brothers and sisters that are newer to their spiritual journey and you're just starting out, the first and best thing that you can do is start with meditation. Start with small things, okay? Don't go straight to trying to get readings done by people. Don't go straight into Ouija boards, tarot cards, and archangel guardians and orishas and all that knowledge, Ifa, and it's beautiful. Religion is necessary, but start with you first. Start with your soul work. You always want to do meditation first to see where source energy leads you. Don't get me wrong, there are people that are gifted in these different areas, but they are gifted in that because their soul led them to that. All I'm saying is, if you're going to get into a new school of thought, make sure it resonates with your journey. Make sure it resonates with where you are, and you're not doing it based off of ego, based off of wanting to be cool and wanting to be a part of a clique. Don't let just anybody do readings on you. You don't always need to pay somebody to tell you about yourself, okay? It's great to be able to have contacts and resources to do that if need be, but you always want to start with yourself first. You always want to start with your inner work first. That is true shadow work. Shadow work, you don't need candles, sage, you don't need anything. It literally starts with you, your breath, your energy, and you get your answers from yourself, which is you are God. You have access to source energy and source knowledge. You don't always need to go out and find that from other people. Your spirit will tell you everything you need to know with the right meditation techniques. If you're not being distracted and your energy is pure, no drugs, no drinking, just pure energy and meditation, that is how you want to connect. And while I'm speaking on drugs, Guys, I know that a lot of times within the spiritual communities, we're very free-spirited individuals, we're gods, we know who we are, so we're walking in our power, but that still is not an excuse to excessively do things. You don't need stimulants all the time, Okay? Don't be a toxic drug user. Don't be a toxic herb person. Don't use herbs and weed and drinking and all of these things to escape what it is that you're trying to do. Don't use it as an escape. As a matter of fact, during these times, we need to be cleansing. We shouldn't even be consuming stimulants at this time. We need to be clear, energy pure. Stimulants are cool every once in a while, but you don't want to be overdoing. Don't over smoke, don't over drink, because you're literally clouding your thirst. Yes, there are psychedelics out here that can help you to higher vibrate. It can help you to see things that you can't see with the naked eye. Those spiritual trips are beautiful. You want to do them once every while. You don't want to overdo it. The cleanest, purest way to truly know and heighten your gifts is to be pure and clean. Drinking lots of spring water and alkaline water, sobriety, okay? Sobriety. If at nighttime you've been working all day and you want to come down and relax and smoke a little blunt, sip some wine, cool. That's what I do. Cool. But on occasion, because you're doing that every day, you're doing it too much, eventually it will clog up your pores, it'll clog up your insides. And what is shadow work? Shadow work is inner work. So you're clogging up the insides of your body. You think that's not going to affect your soul? It will. So slow down on the DMT, slow down on the mushroom, slow down from smoking so much weed, okay? Even slow down with the herbs. Listen, those of us that are on our plant-based alkaline diet journey, it's beautiful and it's a great experience to cleanse the colon and be healthy. However, every once in a while, you need to let your body naturally detox itself. You don't have to over-consume herbs and sea mosses and burdock roots, and that stuff is great, but even too much of that can become toxic. Everything is fine within moderation. The moment you start to overdo things and go too far with it, that's when it becomes toxic. Even healthy eating, too much of it can be toxic. That's why I don't claim any title. I'm not vegan, I'm not vegetarian, I'm not pescatarian, none of that. I'm healthy, and I listen to what my body tells me I need to eat for that month or however long I need to go. So again, moderation, guys. Things are done in moderation. Almost finished, guys, but I really just want to close out with saying, listen to yourself. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes self can be wrong. Your self will mislead you to certain things. So that's why you have to know self. First, you have to know self before you listen to self. Because once you know self, now when you hear these different voices and these different things, and it's you telling you to do certain things, you know how to tell yourself no. You're like, okay, no, we don't need that today. We need this today. You're conscious. You're consciously deciding. You're consciously listening, because your mind is going to tell you so much. Your mind is literally a spiritual processor. It processes everything that's going on around you. So sometimes it's going to be hard to know which is the right thing to do. But that comes with knowledge and practice. It comes with knowledge of self and practicing meditation. And so you can literally know which voice of yours to listen to. Because you have many different selves. And those many different selves, sometimes the different energies within inside of you, they want different things. And you have to be disciplined enough to be able to say, no, not today. Or disciplined enough to say, yes, we're going to get this done. I know you don't feel like it, but we're going to get this done today. So true spirituality is knowledge of self. That's all the spiritual journey is about. That is all this whole life existence is about. We are literally existing matter, floating and journeying through space to know self, to know what this DNA is. Nobody has the answers to you but you. You only find your reason for existing when you go inside of you. It's literally that simple. It's not easy, but it's a simple concept to grasp in your mind. And again, just to bring it back, so we are literally dark matter, which is in scientifics called antimatter. We literally started as dark matter, and then we began to evolve. There was a big bang, there was an explosion, light came, and then from there, none of us can really explain why or how that happened. My theory is the universe had an orgasm, okay? I feel like God, which is light, he met the universe, which was a dark womb, which was a black woman. God and universe came together, created the Big Bang Theory. They had sex, they had an orgasm. He came, she came, and then so the existence was birthed. And from here, all of existence is literally one baby. It's literally one child growing up together simultaneously. Again, that's just my theory. Science literally explains all of this. All of the books literally explain it. But what none of us know is why. Well, why did God and the universe come together and create existence? For what purpose? Who knows? Maybe the niggas was just horny. I'm not sure. But I know that us as a collective existence, all universes, stars and everything came from that one massive explosion. And now we have literally, I would say humanity has been, we can't even say 2020 years. To say that the year is 2020 is honestly fictitious. The year is 2020 based off of when man began to calculate time, but time existed way before. How can we put a number on eons? So it's like now we're at this point where we're consciously aware again of self. We are evolving higher and higher. It's almost like we started out as nothing and we're on a journey to find ourselves to become nothing again. We are literally trying to get back to source. But the problem is we are trying to get back to source in physical human bodies. That's toxic. That's toxic as hell to think that you are supposed to be nothing right now. If you can look in the mirror and see yourself and touch and hit things, that means you are in the now. You still exist in the physical realm. So you have to live out your physical life before you can become antimatter again. Antimatter is back to the darkness, back to perfection. And which is why I bump heads with a lot of spirituals, because we don't know how to accept ourselves for how we are right now. We have a hard time understanding and processing right now. Stop looking at yourself as imperfect. You are not imperfect. Yes, the humanity, we fuck up, we sin, we flawed, all that stuff, but you are still made perfect. Your physical body is not a flaw. You existing in man form is not a flaw. It's actually the opposite. You are perfection. You are walking perfection. Treat yourself as such. Stop going to all of these spiritual sister things and whatever, and letting people tell you that there's something wrong with you, that you always need to heal. You don't always need to heal. Honestly, sick as crap and toxic to constantly subconsciously tell yourself that you need to heal, that you're not perfect enough, that you're not enough. That is so against divine energy. That is what you would call a devil, a demon in your mind. Get that out of here. Stop trying to transcend life itself in a human body. You can mentally do it now. I've done it. I've done it many times. I have many ego deaths, many transcending moments. But stop looking at yourself as if there's something else that needs to be corrected. It's like this spiritual journey, it can become a toxic one if you're constantly trying to fix something. You're constantly trying to find something wrong with self. And just be. We don't know how to just be anymore. We're always trying to heal, cleanse. Chill, come back to self. Settle down. Everything that you need to experience and that you need to learn, it will come in due time. It's going to come on its own timing. Whatever that idea of perfection is that you have in your mind that you're trying to get to, as long as you are on the divine path, it's coming. And some of the things that y'all are trying to experience, you have to literally die first. You have to physically die in order to experience some things. Y'all trying to go too far before even understanding what you are. You're trying to get to Z, but you got to go through HIJFK first. I know I just said the alphabet backwards, but you have to go through the steps of life. Okay? You will return to source. You will return to all of that. But right now is right now. Where you are right now, you need to be focusing on that and how you can better that. As ascending and transcending beings, we need to get rid of this whole grass is greener mentality. That whole, if I do this, my life is going to be better. If I do this, I'm going to be better. Let me tell you something. You can gain everything. Gain the world and still not be happy and still not be fulfilled because you lack the understanding of now. You lack the understanding of appreciating where you are. And you lack the understanding that in due time, you will go through your different evolutions. Yes, we need to live a pure, righteous, source-based life. Yes. But physically, you are still here. You still matter. You still matter. Meaning, you can't be that yet. You're trying to be dead, but you're not dead. You get what I'm saying? You guys are pushing for all of this otherworldly stuff. That's going to come. It's going to come, but it's going to come after you die. You got to live this life first. You need to live out your physical human life first. Learn how to be a good human first. That's where a lot of spirituals get messed up, because you guys are so spiritual that you don't know how to be on earth, but you live on earth with a whole bunch of earthly motherfuckers. You on this planet with all these other humans. You can't escape this shit until you physically die. So if you really want to go travel to other worlds and not be here for real, like no essence of you here, kill yourself. Leave this body. Then you can do whatever you want. But until then, you are here. You have to learn to be a human being. You have to learn how to communicate. You have to learn energy exchange. You have to learn how to speak to people. Because it's not just about communication, it's about how you communicate. It's not just about how you communicate, it's about how you comprehend what you communicate. There's a whole other school of thought going on here while y'all are trying to be stuck in the cosmos somewhere. Astral travel and dimension travel, all of that stuff is beautiful. It's amazing. But don't lose sight of here and now. Love yourselves. Appreciate your journey for where you are. And all you need to know is that as long as you are working towards those goals and desires of your heart, those that are going to help people and make change and do good things on this planet, as long as you're walking that straight path, everything you want will come to you. But you have to do that work first, because it's hard work. It's easy to go light candles and astral travel and just leave your body and do all this amazing stuff. But when you come back, you're broke. When you come back, you don't have anything to your name. Your credit is jacked up. What about what's happening in your physical life? Okay? Don't lose that. Don't lose sight of your hue man. A hue means a color, which is your light body. This is your light work. Working on your physical life, that's what you call light work. Not being positivity all the time, not always talking about light work and doing light work and healing work. That is a form of light work, but really and truly, your light body is your human body. It is your body. It's your hue. That's work. If you're not working on your life to better your physical human life and to make sure your bloodlines are set, you are neglecting a part of yourself, and you're only connecting to inner self. You're only doing shadow work. But what about light work? What about fixing your physical life? What about the shit that actually matters? What about the physical matter that you can see and you can change with the power of your mind? What about that? Don't neglect that in the process of your spiritual journey. You gotta start going back and dissecting these terms and words that we're using. Because balancing your light and dark, it's not just about balancing your light and dark in spirituality, but in life as a whole. In life as a whole. Physical, spirit, the things you can see, the things you can't see. Light, dark, masculine, feminine. You understand where I'm going with this? There's a whole balance. And then after you learn how to balance out your scales, now the next thing is harmony. It's not just about black and white and yin and yang anymore. Once you master yin and yang, blend those colors together, you get the whole spectrum. And then you separate those colors and dissect them. You get red, orange, yellow, green, what's green? Blue, indigo, and lavender, or whatever you want to call that color, fuchsia, the crown chakra color, purple. You get the whole entire rainbow once you learn duality. The life journey that we live is not just about divine balance. And I actually just recently learned this. I have a brother that actually put this into perspective for me, because I kept having these black and white and this and that kind of mentalities about things. And he's like, whoa, sis. It's not just about divine balance. There's another level from balance. Once you learn how to balance out your light and dark, now you can be all colors. Now you can master your emotions, which are just your chakras, which are literally just different body parts that exist within inside of you that make up you. And each body part has an emotion that's connected to it. It has a feeling that's connected to it. So each time you are healing each of these different body parts, you're literally healing your chakras, which are literally just balancing out your emotions. And now you can be a rainbow, because you can do all things at one time. You can be all colors, not just black and white anymore. And that pretty much concludes my message for today. Just remember, guys, don't be calling on these deities that you know nothing about. Okay, make sure you have the knowledge before you go into things. Same thing with these voting systems. I'm not against voting. I'm against people voting because they were forced to vote and not because they know and they chose to vote. They know what they're voting for. Make sure that your vote is based off of self-realization and self-resonance, and not because you're pressured into doing it. Same thing on your journey. Do things that resonate with you, with your inner you. Not just because what you see everyone else doing and what you see working for other people. And let me tell you something, don't let this social media world fool you, okay? Just because you see something on social media does not make it true. Just because people are posting stuff on social media, it doesn't make it real. It's an illusion. It's another light form. So light also has its positive and its negative traits, because too much light can become an illusion. Too much light, it can become blinding to the eye, to the naked eye. And that social media, all this, the media world is comprised of nothing but light. How do you think they make the TVs? How do you think I'm talking on my phone? Because light power, light speed, technology, that's light work. It's physical matter that we actually built with our hands. Don't be fooled by the light show. I've been saying that. I get that from Jay-Z and Kanye. And Rihanna, they're always talking about the light show going on. Don't be fooled by the illusions. The social media world is also tricky. There are a lot of trickster demons on the social realms. Just be careful what you're tapping into. Be careful whose voice you're allowing to speak to you. Be careful what you're allowing your eye gates to see. Be careful what you are letting in your ears. Be careful what you are letting influence you. Because there is so much evil right now going on in the world. There is so much wickedness. It's spiritual wickedness in high places. It's everywhere. You gotta tap into you, okay? That third eye is everything. That third eye, that intuition, boy, it's no joke. Use it. Use it to help guide you, okay? Stop following the crowd. Stop following trends. Take breaks from social media every now and again. Take a break from your phone. Take a break from hanging out with certain individuals. Take a break from smoking. Take a break from drinking. Take a break from the things that you regularly do to keep you on that path of divinity. Stop comparing yourselves to what you see in the media. That shit is fake. Half of these women and men are photoshopping their bodies and their looks. Okay? That shit is not real. It's an illusion. Stop comparing your lives to social media lives. Do y'all know how much time and money people put into making themselves look up to par? But really at the end of the day, they're not really there. And they have you making you feel bad. They're not making you though. You're choosing to do this because half these celebrities y'all follow don't even know you exist. You are watching them and comparing your life to theirs, expecting it to look like what theirs look like on social media, but the shit is fake. In TV, it's fucking fake, okay? TV is a replica of us. TV is a replica of reality. Don't make it the other way around. When I say that, I mean, don't make TV your reality. Don't make the media world and the lights and cameras and action. Don't make that your world and your reality. That is a mockery of the natural thing. All of the media and the technology, that's the AI world. It's nothing wrong with the AI world. It's not evil or good. It just exists because we created it. We make it evil when we turn these things into gods, when we turn these things into deities that we praise. And then look at the people that you are praising. You don't know any of these people. You don't know what their brands stand for. I don't wear brands. I might rock some Adidas, some Nike shoes here and there, but I'm not breaking my neck to get designer brands from people who have no spiritual knowledge of self. Why am I pushing to do that? That makes no sense. I'm making them a god now. We, as indigenous people, we need to get back to wearing our own clothes, making our own jewelry, supporting our own businesses. And I know we've been hearing this so much, especially within 2020, but it's real. And we need to push it even more because there are more illusions and light shows going on here. There is so much more coming. We think that this is bad. We think that 2020 is bad. Oh, guys, there is so much more coming, and we need to be prepared for it. We need to be spiritually and mentally sane because let me tell you, you will falter. If you cannot keep up, if you can't comprehend what's happening right now, you will be lost and caught up just like the rest of the world. Don't be that person. Don't be a lost sheep. Be grounded in who you are. This is my favorite topic to speak on. Be grounded in who you are. Know thyself, okay? Become whole again. All colors, all chakras. See, a lot of us are still stuck on these race games, these race cards. What the hell is a race in the first place? A race? What are we racing to? What is the race? I don't identify with a race anymore because I decided to step out of that shit. I'm no longer playing the AI Matrix game with y'all anymore. I'm not. I'm highly knowledgeable about what's going on. I educate myself. I stay up to date on what's happening on my planet. But I'm no longer playing that game. The ego-based game, the competitiveness, the race game. What is black? What is white? What are these different colors that we've literally identified ourselves with? That makes no sense. You are made up of all colors. You are made up of the complete color spectrum, especially those of us of darker skin. The darker the skin, the richer the melanin, which means you can absorb more light. You can absorb more darkness. You can absorb more color. You can take a whole bunch of shit. And it literally sounds like our people. We've been taking so much shit for so long because of this color of our skin. No more. We aren't black. We are everything. That's literally like somebody trying to say you have two scales here. It's somebody trying to tell you you're only one color. If you are only black, this is you. You are completely off balance. If you are only white, if you are white and you identify with that, you are completely off balance. I'm not saying like, yeah, we have our slang and how we identify different races, but I mean, it's a subconscious thing though. If you are literally just like, well, I'm white, that's all I'll ever be. This is the way that my people act, so I'm gonna act accordingly. This is you. You need to come back to balance. You need to come back to balance of knowing that we all are the same thing. We all are encompassing the same things. And once we can get to that part and stop looking at each other for our differences, instead we need to look at each other for where our likeness is. What do we have in common? Okay, fuck all this colorism shit. You black, you white, you brown. Who gives a fuck anymore? How can we change this planet? How can we come together how can we come together to better the human race? That is what the focus should be at this point. Not these race games, these little ego bullshit games y'all playing with each other. Stop messing around. Stop messing around. Matter of fact, I'm not speaking to everybody right now. I'm speaking to those of us that are called and those of us that are on the journey. Stop allowing them to let you mess around. Stop allowing them, the masses, to distract you from your path and your journey. My divine brothers and sisters, my divine beings out there, let's do the work. Let's do the light work. Let's do the shadow work. Let's be rainbows. Stop being so fixed in one direction, no, understand everything. It's okay to be fixed in one direction, because that can literally mean focus, which is fine. But focus after you understand the whole picture. Focus on a thing. Be that one thing. Don't be one-track minded is what I'm saying. To still be on the race card bullshit, to still be on the, oh, I'm black, you're white, we can't be friends, we can't do this, or the separation bullshit, you are literally still operating in your root chakra. That's one chakra. That's one chakra compared to all the many thousands of colors that you are. The many different shades that you are. And what's happening with humanity right now is that we have reached our crown chakras. That's why coronavirus, that's why coronavirus is a thing right now. Because when you decode corona in English, it means your crown. A crown around the sun. Okay? Your crown chakra, it can mean two things. Your crown chakra and your solar plexus. You have a blockage here and here. You cannot clear up the blockage here because here is fucked up. You cannot clear up the blockage here because here is fucked up. You're eating anything and you don't know that what you eat, your solar plexus has to process that shit. And if you're eating shit, those nutrients are going up to your corona, your crown, and it's fucking with your crown. And the problem with America is all of us, the entire world, probably eating bullshit. The human race, we're going through a big thing because we think that it's okay to eat what we want. The majority of these people that are having these coronavirus issues, I guarantee you their immune systems are low and their mentals are fucked up. They're vibrating at the wrong frequencies. And now a lot of y'all are like, well, it's thousands and thousands of people. Yeah, the thousands and thousands of the people of masses are lost. That's the problem. That is why people like myself have been birthed during this age, to help usher along the right type of lifestyle, the right type of energy in order to heal the human race, because we actually care. I care about the world. I have felt this weight of a responsibility on me my entire life. And now I'm ready to do something about it. I'm ready to put out the information to help my brothers and sisters on this journey. We got to help each other. Life is about relationships, not money. These illusions and light shows and media companies has got us all messed up in the head, where we're completely confused. Life is not about gaining physical riches, and that's the illusion bullshit. It's about quality of who you are, quality of character, quality of your relationships, energy exchange, knowing how to deal with different energies, different people, learning and growing. That is the ultimate goal of life. That is what true wealth and success is. But we've been tricked and confused to think that it's all about superficial, materialistic things, and it's not. It's about both. When you bring spiritual knowledge and wisdom with physical knowledge and wisdom, and you bring them together, you get a God. You get a divine, balanced being with heightened sensibility and heightened spiritual powers, because they know fully what they are.